Trials of Mana is roughly a month away from release, and Square has just released a demo showcasing the beginning of the game. There is also an added bonus with all save progress carrying over to the full release, so all the more reason to try it out. As someone who is not very impressed with the Secret of Mana remake, the prequel to Trials of Mana, I wasn't paying much attention to the next remake around the corner. Sure, there are a lot of new quality of life improvements, but I had yet to see them in action, and I wanted to keep my expectations in check. I have been playing the original Trials of Mana that was included in the Collection of Mana, and it's not bad. But again, not something that sparked any new excitement for the upcoming remake. With the demo available, this was the perfect chance to try it out and see just what Square has been working on. Quite frankly, I wasn't expecting to come out of the demo being more excited about the game. The Trials remake is not a one-to-one remake like Secret is, so they weren't restricted by the flaws the original game had, and were able to improve on the source material. The overall feel of the game is much better than that of the original. I don't know what it is about jumping in a video game, but it's probably one of the best things you can add even if it's completely useless. It's not useless in Trials though, since you do need to jump to reach certain items, but I'm just really happy that you can jump in this game. The feel of combat has also been greatly improved now that I can perform combos and do more than just mash the attack button and just see the same attack come out. I can jump into the air and attack flying enemies like bats and hornets, knocking them out of the sky. In addition, they made improvements to movement in combat, and it was something I took issue with in the original game, because running was disabled and I could only slowly scooch around the battlefield. But in Trials, I can run and jump as much as I want while in combat. They also added a dodge move so I can actually get out of the way when an enemy attacks, instead of just desperately trying to move away at a snail's pace. Dodging can be used to cancel the recovery of attacks, but won't cancel the attack themselves. Still, it helps improve the feel of movement and combat. On top of improved gameplay feel, there are so many new quality of life improvements they added that really enhance the player experience. Multiple difficulty levels have been added with beginner, easy, normal, and hard difficulties, although I don't know the difference between them. I selected hard, but the demo still felt like it was on the easy side, so I'll have to wait till the full game to see what kind of impact it actually has. The most important change though, is the extra information that was added to the game. Games back in the day didn't have waypoints or breadcrumbing to show you exactly where to go. You just had to wander around with the clues you were given, and those clues are also not recorded anywhere, so you better remember what was said. Don't even get me started on taking breaks from games. You might as well just start over if it was your first time through, because you won't remember a thing. The remake has added objective markers that point you in the correct direction, and an adventurer's log that gives a general synopsis of what has happened so far. No more getting lost in the world or the story. Maps of the current level and the world are also available, so you know exactly where you are and where the points of interest are. These quality of life changes add so much more playability by reducing the frustrations caused by the lack of information older games had. Character progression was also vastly improved upon, although in the demo all I could look at were the stat distribution and learnable skills. The class system will have to be covered when I play the full game. Each time a character levels up, they will gain a point to distribute to any of the 5 stats: strength, spirit, intelligence, luck, or stamina. Dexterity was in the original game, but was removed in the remake most likely because it was a pretty useless stat, except in a very specific situation. After a certain amount of points are learned, new abilities are unlocked and equipable in open ability slots. A lot of cool new abilities were added to the game that seem like they can be incorporated into neat builds, but it remains to be seen whether or not they're actually viable. I see some interesting skills in Charlotte's strength list, like Mighty, which increases damage, but not sure if it's really worth putting any points into. Something I didn't like was the need to put points into a stat to learn magical abilities that were originally automatically learned after having a spirit join. So in order for Charlotte to learn Heal, I had to put points into the spirit stat. Luckily, it's a stat I would have put points into anyway for Charlotte, but I'll have to wait and see how everything else plays out in the full release. As for how my first impression goes, I am really happy with what I've played. There is still a lot to be seen, but with what's been shown off so far, the game is shaping up to be a really solid release. It's most likely going to get overshadowed by Final Fantasy VII Remake, which is releasing right around the corner, but it won't affect my enjoyment of Trials. The gameplay feels great and the game is gorgeous from what I've seen. The level designs are done well, making exploration exciting. Character designs also look nice, making cutscenes and expositions enjoyable to watch. I do miss some of the exaggerated expressions they use for sprites that wouldn't translate into 3D models well, but those are the breaks. They even added an option for the original game music and Japanese voices. I'm very impressed with what's been shown to me so far. The demo has turned a game I wasn't too enthusiastic about into a game that I feel like I need to play day one.